What's up, everybody? New video coming up really quick. We're going to talk about the power supply piece. Well, not this is the power supply, but the power setup that I have built from scratch. We've got the old one sitting over here from the Williams, Bubbles era. This is in working order. It's just dusty and old, and just needs to be cleaned up and sold and rehomed to somebody that wants to put it in a Williams cabinet that is for Williams game. So. This will end up on the claw form at some point in the near future. Got the boxes to ship it at some point, but just walking through this really quick. You can see it's dusty from all the sanding I was doing the other day. Got a new power cable coming in. Of course, you got to have a ground, right? Comes in, we got our hot line, our ground, and our neutral. We're doing the standard normal business of having some sort of fuse on our hot line. In this case, this is a 3 amp 250, and then I've got some other protection up here. You'll see this in a Mortal Kombat. There's also this kind of protection right here on the old Williams. It's just a different style, but same concept, so that if we have any excess voltage that doesn't pop this fuse, you can potentially pop this little plate inside. It's like a ceramic material that will then cause this to have a short or the split, and then the power won't go to the EMI filter, etc. So we have an EMI filter here that's coming in. You can see I'm grounding everything, and then we're sending stuff out to a couple different places. As you can see here, I've got this little distribution block, and it's going out to a couple things. The isolation transformer that we have for the tube monitor. So we have to have a replacement here. And you can see how much smaller, and I wouldn't say modern, more modern it is, but it's a much more smaller solution than the original one that's over there. It's very, very heavy. You can see I'm going ground crazy. Got tons of ground wires, metal and traditional stuff. So we're gonna link this up to the monitor. We've got one that's going to go to the ground of the cabinet that covers up a lot of the other metal components. We also have an extra ground that I'm just going to make sure that we have, if something looks like it needs it, we're going to stick an extra one in there. So we got plenty of ground lines. The red, you can see the red that's coming off going into the isolation transformer goes to these two yellow outputs, according to what Arcade Parts and Repair says here on the isolation transformer. And I switched it out to a red wire setup. So when these are going in, your neutral and your hot line, at that point it doesn't matter when it comes back out, as far as I've read and I've been told. So I'm just using two red wires. You can see I don't have anything connected to these yet. These are end up getting a connection, two-prong connection to the monitor that's sitting over there. And everything else goes from this distribution block for getting our arcade game and everything else tied into our AC to DC based power supply. So you can see I've got our hot line, our ground, and our neutral coming in right here, and then we've got a couple extra ground lines here, a +5, +12, and a -5 right here for the rest of the arcade cabinet. Some will go straight to the board via the JAMA harness, and then we're going to do 12 volts. In this case, I have the coin door that I put on the cabinet had 12-volt bulbs in it. I have some extra 5 volts that are sitting over there in a cabinet for the Mortal Kombat, but I figured I'd put 12s on these. I've got some fuses coming in the mail too, and I already have a couple extra fuse blocks here that we're gonna put in a line for the coin door lights, so that in the event that there's any voltage issues there or shorts there, it's going to pop the fuse and not damage the power supply as it comes back to the 12-volt spot, and protect that. So some fuse work to be done. We got to clamp these up, but just want to do a quick video on how this looks, and give people an idea what all is going on here. So again, all this is AC power until you get out to here, and then you take that, well, this is still AC power, but then it comes to this, and then goes to DC, where we power a lot of our game elements. In this case, one of the things that you don't see me doing is having another jumper or something going off to another wire that is for a marquee. In our case, I have a 12-volt marquee that's going to be plugged in separately, that I'm going to have a power surge protector that's sitting in the cabinet, similar to how I would do the Mortal Kombat. We also have our switch. This is a brand new switch that we're going to swap out from the original old switch. This will be properly grounded whenever we put it in the cabinet. There is a metal bracket that'll sit on that sits on right now on the switcher holding mechanism, so that this will be properly grounded whenever it's in the cabinet. So that's our video. Fun little piece of wiring work here, and I always like to kind of make it look as nice as possible, and learned a lot from a lot of folks on YouTube on how to build one of these things. So really like diving in and making your own wires. It's great. So thanks everybody. Talk to you soon.